Good evening. Good evening, folks. I am live. I am live on Facebook. I'm live on Facebook twice, and I'm also live on LinkedIn. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, and welcome to my live stream. Again, my name is Charlotte Cummings. Tonight, I'm going live to give like a credit tip. I know last week I announced my big announcement about my credit restoration group that I created in regards to credit. It's called Credit Not Taught in Schools. You can find this Facebook group as well as on LinkedIn as well. So just to give you guys heads up, I wanted to give you another tip. And basically, I'm going by the questions that I'm asked quite often. So that's how I'm coming up with these topics. So this is hello, Bo. How you doing? So one of these topics that I'm asked like a whole lot is what's the difference between building credit versus credit restoration? So let me give you a background on this. I know you guys have been following me for a while, but some of the people who are new, I want to share this tip with you. The reason why I know all of this information is because I went through this myself. Me and my husband went through this myself. Hey, Dr. Hill, how are you? I went through this myself. Several years ago, my husband and I did a debt settlement. Debt settlement destroyed our credit completely. I don't care if people disagree with me. It's perfectly fine. It destroyed our credit. It was horrible. So we had to recover. So what we had to do is do credit restoration. Now, fast forward to probably like 2018. That's when we like started the process or what have you with the credit restoration process. So coming to the end of this year and the beginning of 2021, guys, we've got over 350 points back on our credit report. Well over 350 points back on our credit report. So this is how I know this stuff is true. It's not theory. These are facts. So today on this live stream, I'm going to discuss the difference between building credit versus restoring credit. So basically, when you go through the credit restoration process, it's the process of identifying and finding all the negative items on your credit report, right? And negative items, believe it or not, could be addresses, it could be names, it could be all of those different things. It's not just like late payments and all of that different stuff. It can be names and stuff too. And let me tell you why. Because a lot of times when those names are not belong to you and they're mixed up in your credit report, either somebody was trying to, it was an identity theft case, or it was almost to the point to where it was identity theft case. So those are considered negative as well. Of course, things like late payments and stuff like that, or anything that is derogatory status is just like not late payment, not paid on time, or what have you. Whatever status is in there that's derogatory, that's not paid in full or paid as agreed, paid in full or paid as agreed. So that's what the credit restoration process entails. It deals with investigating the information that is derogatory on your credit report. Now, credit building is completely different. Credit building is the process. I know, right, Bo? Right, exactly. It was a terrible move to do a debt settlement. Yes, I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, so the credit building involves building your credit. Like, for example, let's say you go through a bankruptcy, or you do go through the situation like we did with the debt settlement, right? You have to rebuild that credit back, meaning you have to put your credit back in a positive status. So let me give you some tips on what we did in that particular situation. So what we did was, guys, a good tip is like secured credit cards. Secured credit cards is basically cards that you put money on. It's your own money. It's not, you can treat it like a credit card, but it's your own money. So you're just spending your own money. So basically you're not borrowing the money like from a bank or something like a loan or anything like that, or like a regular credit card. It's just that you're putting money on the credit card and you're using it as a credit card to build that positive status. I know that I said this on some of my lives in the past, but some of my favorites, and I can give you guys the information on this, after this live, I can post it in the comments, is the ones where you save, and it's a CD. You're saving money and building your credit at the same time. Yes, a certificate of deposit. Yes, absolutely. So this is what, let me tell you what Bo said. So this is what Bo said. Yeah, absolutely. So this particular type of credit building strategy, you're actually saving your own money, which is crazy, and you're building your credit score. And on top of all of that, you will have another positive account or trade line, per have you, on your credit reports to build credit even more. It's insane. I can give you the link to this for you guys or they're interested in it. Just let me know, what have you, and ping me or what have you. But it really works, and it's awesome. And it's an app, and it helps you to understand, like, hey, you need to do these different strategies so your credit score will not fall. And it works like a charm, like every single time, because it's telling you, like, hey, you kind of going over your 30%. You kind of doing this, you kind of doing that. So it reminds you constantly to stay on top of your stuff. It's fantastic. It's the best building tool I've ever encountered. Seriously. I'm telling y'all, hands down, it's the best. Okay, so yep, look at Leslie. Leslie says she interested. I will get you information, Leslie. Don't worry, baby. When I get off of this, I will give it to you. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this user is interested as well. Absolutely, yeah, guys, it's crazy. So that is the difference between the two strategies. It tells you exactly what you need to do, which is like mind blowing to me. But guys, you got to understand, like, where you fall in this particular category. So do you need restoration? Do you need building? And sometimes you are in a category where you need both of them. I was in a category that we need both of them. My husband was in a category that we need both of them. I talked to someone that was wanting to get credit restoration, but his question was, should I be building? And the answer is yes, at all times, even during the credit restoration process. Why? Because you want to constantly be building positive history constantly, even if you're going through the credit restoration process. I mean, that's my personal opinion. Keep in mind that my husband and I both went through this. So we know it in and out. You need to be building constantly, even when you're restoring your credit, even when they're doing the research, you're doing your research on these accounts, you're doing this on these accounts, looking into these accounts, you still need to be building your credit history constantly in a positive manner. Because keep in mind, you still got to be consistent. You still have to have these consistent accounts on your report that are in a positive status. So that's a tip. So just don't think that you're gonna like build your history. I mean, just be restoring your credit and not building anything and everything is gonna be okay. No, you really have to be doing it at the same time, building and restoring continuously. Even if you're finished with the restoration process and everything is great, you still want to constantly build, because you don't want your credit score to drop. You want it to be continuously like this, or to go up and up and up. These strategies work. They work, and it's now to the point to where they make it so easy. And it's another building strategy that I do know of that, guys, it works like a charm. I'm a homeowner right now, but I think I mentioned this on some of my other lives as well. But it's a credit building strategy to where you build your credit with your rent too as well. Most people think that you cannot build your credit with your rent, but you actually can. In most cases, when you get like an eviction or something like that, or if it's late, it's reported to your credit report immediately. However, if you're paying your rent on time, typically it's not reported to your credit report at all. So there is a way that you can get that rent put on your credit report, similar to like a mortgage is put on your credit report. So that's another building strategy that people can use to actually build your report. Absolutely, Virginia. I will get you the link as soon as this live is over. I don't mind sharing none of my resources. To be honest, guys, the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want people to feel like I felt when we were going through the debt settlement and all this stuff. I had like zero resources, zero, none. So I had to figure this stuff out on my own. But luckily, I did figure it out, and I'm able to share this stuff with you guys, so you can know exactly what you need to do when you get into these type of situations. So, guys, it's so many other strategies out there. You don't have to go again, like I mentioned on one of my lives the last time. You don't have to go into debt to be able to build either. Like I mentioned, secure credit card. You are actually using your own money, so you're not going into debt. The rental program, you're not going into debt because the rental program constantly builds. It's a builder account. So just to let you guys know that, don't think that, oh, well, if to have good credit, you have to have a whole bunch of credit cards and stuff like that. And you have to be spending a lot of money. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to be spending tons of change to have good credit, or you don't have to be rich to get good credit either. These strategies are so ridiculously cheap to the point where anybody can do this stuff. So it was just some very new strategies that I like recently figured out in the last probably couple of years or so. And I know that for me, I've been getting some crazy results with the saving account because it's just so easy. It's so easy to use. So you're just using that account, you're saving, which is crazy. And then at the end, of course, remember I talked about a certificate of deposit. You get the money back at the end. So I don't know. It's like a win-win. You get the money back at the end of the term. Let's say your term is 12 months. You get it back at the end of 12 months. Of course, they're going to take the fees and stuff off the top, but it's insignificant. Plus, even if it's 24 months, you're still going to get that money back at the end of the term. So it's a win-win. So guys, I just wanted to share some of these strategies. I'm loving the comments. And definitely feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And also, guys, remember that I do have 2 new credit building groups on LinkedIn, one on Facebook, same name. Credit not taught in schools, because it is not. I know the name is controversial, but it's all right. It's all right, because it's the truth. Because a lot of us won't be going through this stuff if we just had like awareness about this stuff that was out there, what we needed to do to protect ourselves and all of those different things and what have you. So that's the name of the groups. Guys, let me remind you again, like I mentioned on my very last live, is that this group will be like no other group. This group is not going to be my show, the Charlotte Cummings credit consultant show. It is going to have other people in other industries to come on to my lives and have real discussions about finances, about credit, about all that stuff. Anything for your financial well-being. I'm going to get mortgage people on. I got some people that's going to talk about business credit that's coming on to my lives. It is going to be epic. So if you guys want to plug into that, you want to join my groups, because eventually once my group build, I won't have these sessions on my regular pages like this. So just to let you guys know that. But yeah, absolutely. I will get with all of you guys that sent the comments, great comments tonight, guys. I know my live is going to be pretty short, but I just wanted to share those tips with you, because then again, hey, I didn't have nobody to share anything with me when I was having all these issues. So I just wanted to give you guys some insight on how you can build, yourself in regards to, these simple strategies that are so unbelievably cheap that you do not have to get into debt. So that's all I have for tonight. I will be back next Wednesday for some more tips. I'm gathering all these questions that people are asking me. So I definitely got some more up my sleeve. I got a ton. Keep in mind, I went through this myself. So I'm just letting you guys know that there are resources out there and you don't have to feel by yourself. So I would look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday. And thank you for tuning in. Talk to you soon.